Hey everyone, my name is Fahlgren. I'm an unsponsored player here in Skellefteå, and today I'm going to show you what's in my bag. Let's start off with the putters. Right now I'm putting with Wardens, classic hard Wardens. They're very straight and very controllable. I snap my hand at my wrist and the disc goes straight into the basket. I like to use this around circle 1 and just outside circle 1, but they're mainly for circle 1 and inside. And they always just grab the chains and just stick. They're very good discs. And then I also have a blend warden for a bit spinnier and a bit longer putts. So when I want to have more control, then I grab this one. For throwing putters, I carry 2 molds, but I have 3. Starting with my harps, I have a VIP harp for my more overstable backhand approaches that I want to fade a bit. And this is a very controllable, very shapeable disc. It's very nice because you can get those angles. On an anhyzer, I can throw it pretty hard and it's going to fade out of it. On a hyzer, it's just going to hold on it and skip. It's just good for those like tricky approaches. And then I have a BT hard harp, which fits my forehand just a little bit better. Which that's something that a lot of players on the trilogy have for some reason. Like that the BT plastic, like the more retro style and more basic baseline plastics, they fit better for their forehands, and I'm the same. So this is very comfortable for especially just shape shots and approaches, then this disc shines. And then I have a gold pure for a bit more understable shots, where I can throw it flat. I can throw it flat and it's just going to turn. Or I can throw it with some highs and it's going to stand up and then come back a little bit. A very good controllable putter. Moving on to my mids. I have 4 molds. Starting off with the Justice. This is just, everyone knows what a Justice is. It's a brick. It flies very overstable, very controllable. I wiped the stamp on this because I just felt like it gave me more control and made me more confident when I threw this for some reason. And also it started wearing off, so I just got annoyed looking at it. But good disc, very overstable, good headwind fighter, good for skip shots, Justice. And then my main overstable driving mid-range, I have an Anchor. And this is just for my straight to overstable shots. When I want to have some control for like shorter mid-range shots or even longer, I can almost drive with this, and then it stands straight for a long time and just has the tiny fade at the end. But really controllable mid-range, good. I like the beat as well, it fits my hand very well. And then my probably most thrown mid-range is the Compass. I have 2 of them. My Opto Ice Compass is just a little bit straighter, has a tiny fade at the end of the flight, but very controllable, very straight, good tunnel shot disc. And then my Gold Compass is a little bit more flippy. Like I can throw it flat and it's just going to slightly turn and then like try to fight back out of it. But it's a little bit more controllable on those touchy angles. Like if I throw it on an anhyzer, it's going to hold on it and fight out of it. If I throw it on an hyzer, it's going to try to stand up and then just hold on it for a long way. Good controllable mid-range, like this for my tunnel shots as well. And then I have my my fuse, my Opto Chameleon fuse. This is my understable mid-range. I like to do hyzer flips with it, like to do turning shots. Like, you can't go wrong with a fuse. They're very controllable and they're very good discs. Moving on to my fairways. I have 8 different molds, but it's 11 fairways. First off is my Triple X, which is my most overstable fairway driver, period. This is super overstable for my like skip shots and for my like tricky overshots, and yeah, you know, it's a Triple X, filling with my hands, but really good for those overstable shots, like in general, everything that goes left for a right throwing backhand player. And then I have 2 Explorers for a bit more control. These are like ups of my compasses, so this is more like my Opto Ice compass and this is more like my Gold compass, but they're a bit further, so for a bit more control. This one will just slightly turn as well, meanwhile this is dead straight and has a small finish. Very controllable fairway driver. Moving on to my Pioneer. This is more for like strictly forehand. I will backhand this like here and there, but I like it more for my forehand, and it's a very straight to overstable fairway driver. Like, I know the numbers say it should fade extremely. This is slightly beat in, so it flies more like Honor, like a little bit more stable than an Honor, or like a more overstable Glory, or like it's less stable than that triple X, but it's more overstable than like the hybrid X Getaway. So, but it's very controllable and it's a nice disc for my hand. And then, as I said, the Getaway. I carry 3 of them. This is my main fairway driver. And I have a hybrid X Getaway because this is like controllable and stable for my backhand. It's very nice when I want a little bit longer shots that will have a slight fade, and this disc shines. And then I have a Fusion Orbit Getaway. This is a lot straighter than that blue Getaway. This one just goes dead straight and then finish just slightly off its line at the very end. This is like an upgrade of that blue, like that Opto Explorer, but it's so straight, like it's a tunnel shot fairway essentially. And then I have my understable Lucid Getaway. This one is 167 grams, very controllable, very flippy. You just throw it flat and it just turns, or you throw it on a weak hyzer and it flips up and comes back. Controllable for my slight turnovers or like just shots that I want to have control with, then this disc shines. And then for my roller, my fairway roller, I have an Opto X Fury. Very nice and controllable. Hyzer to like turnover, or like vertical to straight, or like just anhyzer to immediate roller. Like I just throw it on a weak anhyzer and it flips up, hits the ground, and just rolls and it turns over fast. It's like this disc, I can't really do rollers further than 120 meters with this, so it's not that far, but it's a controllable driver. Moving on to my diamond, I have a single 170 plus carat diamond. This one is 172 grams, so it's max weight on a diamond. But this is very understable. Like you can throw it very hard on a steep hyzer and it's going to flip all the way and even have a little bit of a turn. Or you just throw them flat and they turn into rollers. And you can do skamahawks, you can do almost everything with these discs. You can throw it to the sky and it's going to turn and just fade out of it. So if you want super unstable shots, then this disc shines. And then for my faster fairways, I have 2. I have a Fortress and a Muscat. These are more in between. I call these control drivers, where I want to put a little bit more spin and power behind the disc, but I don't want to risk ripping it too hard and having it go OB. So then this disc shines. My Fortress is more like it's like a baby Pioneer in stability. It goes very straight and then has a nice finish, but it's not super overstable like that Triple X or like that Pioneer. It's a bit more beat. It goes pretty straight and then finishes. It's more like a slightly beaten PD, you could say, like a PD from Discmania, but nice, controllable, very overstable in tailwind shots. It likes, I don't know why, but this just likes to fade a bit harder when it's tailwind, but in headwind this just stands dead straight. There's like no fade to it then. But yeah, Fortress. And then I have an Opto Musket, which is more of just an upgrade of that white Lucid Getaway. This one flips as well. If you throw it on highs, it's gonna flip straight, just slightly turn and come back. If you throw them flat, it's gonna do a long turn. Very good controllable disc, very comfortable for my hand. Opto Musket. Moving on to my distance drivers, I carry 3 enforcers. I have a Lucid Ice Enforcer for my really overstable shots that I want to have huge skips with, and like extreme headwind shots where I just put the disc on an anhyzer and it fights out of it even in the headwind. This is like, it's a baby stiletto, like it's super overstable and very controllable. And then my other blue, you could say blue turquoise enforcer is the correct word, but bluish, is this green stamped Lucid Enforcer, 175 grams. I'm gonna try to get famous from this disc because I throw this a lot and it's very comfortable, because in any headwind situation this disc shines, especially for distance shots. If I want like 450, 500 feet of distance plus, then I grab this disc, because you can just throw it hard into a headwind and it's gonna fight that wind and still go really far, because it has that extra glide, so it just loves going straight and then finish even in a headwind. It's a great disc. Moving on to my Lucid Enforcer, my other Lucid Enforcer. This is a lot more beat, so it likes to stand straight and then have a little bit of a finish. And in headwind, this disc just goes dead straight. It has no fade and no turn. It's just straight and then finish flat. It like slightly glides right and comes back, but it's barely noticeable. This is a very straight fairway distance. This is a very straight distance driver. Do not say a 12 speed is fairway. Holy shit. It's a very straight distance driver in headwinds. Otherwise it likes to go a little bit left, I think, but it's no big deal. And then I have recoil for more straight and controllable distance shots. This is very straight. Just throw it flat and it's going to go dead straight and have a slight finish at the very end of the flight. But it's very controllable. This one isn't even beat. I just found out that recoils fly like that for me, which is quite remarkable because this is a very controllable and very shapeable disc. It's good for my controllable like tunnel shot distance shots. So if I want to have like, if I want to hit like a 10-foot gap with a distance driver, this disc shines for me. And then my last distance driver mold is the sword. The sword, I carry 4 swords, starting with my straightest one is the Tournament Ice sword. Hyzer to flat and then it fades out. Very controllable for those like more distance Hyzer flip shots. Very good disc. I can get like almost 500 easily with it. Good disc. And then I have a VIP sword. This is slightly more unstable. It's just Hyzer to turn over and it does an S shape, so it comes back an inverted S shape. And this is a really good disc. Very controllable and it's very comfortable as well for those like trickier shots where you want to go around an object and then come around it again. Good disc. And then for my roller, I have a Tournament Orbit sword. This is very understable. I can throw it flat and it's just gonna like turn and almost crash and do it like a cut roll. If I throw it on an anhyzer, it's gonna flip, hit the ground, roll, and then it stays pretty straight on its roller for some reason. But it likes to turn over at the end, but I can get like 120, 130, almost maybe even 140 meter of roll out of this disc. So it's very controllable and a very good like distance roller. And then for my last disc in the bag, I have a VIP Metal Flake sword. This is super light and very understable. Like I can throw it vertically and it's gonna flip all the way over. I like to crash on this disc really high with a lot of spin on my power grip, and it just goes high with nose down and turns and fades, and I can get like 550, almost 600 feet with this disc. It's nuts. It's probably the furthest disc I've ever thrown. And that's it for discs. Then for essentials and some extras, I have this stool, this tri-stool, or like, I don't know, hunting stool or whatever you want to call it. I usually carry that. I have 2 pencils, which are good to write with. I usually use my my ballpoint pen for writing on scorecards, and then this like black marker I use on the discs when I sign discs or when I like just put in my name on a new disc. I have my sunglasses, and sometimes I carry my earphones as well if I want to listen to some music. I have an extra arm sleeve if this white one were to get too dirty. I have some playing cards. I have my current membership, which is, it's like, it has gone out. It's not up to date, so I need to get a new one. But my my club membership, and then I have this umbrella, which is just, this is like an umbrella that I usually always carry, but I put it away when I know it's a super sunny day. And then in here I have 3 masks. I have my tripods when I record and stuff. I have 3 backup minis. I have a mosquito spray or a mosquito repellent, because the mosquitoes here in Skellefteå are monstrous. They're like, you can't be around them. And then I also have a hook, like a pant hook, that I put into my towels, and then I put that towel in like my back pocket or in like a belt, like a, I don't know what you call them, but like a belt hook. So it's good when I know it's gonna be wet and when I want to have quick access to a towel. And then also I just have an umbrella cover for some reason. And yeah, in here I have towels and some extras. And I have my minis out here, the minis that I use, a mini Judge, and then just my circle logo mini. And then in this bottom pocket, I like to have like snacks and sometimes peanuts and just whatever that gives me protein. And then I always carry around a 32-ounce water bottle because I drink a shit ton when I'm on the course, because for me that's important. It's very important to stay hydrated. And yeah, that's gonna be it for my bag. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope I meet you on the course if you're a local. I'll see you later. Bye.